Depending on when you catch me, I'm arrogant or confident. Just depending on what mood you catch me in. And I've always had confidence in myself.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal, Farmers.
So you were in Coach McDaniel's office. You know what I'm going to say. And Maurice is sitting in Coach McDaniel's office at Warren Harding. I had left Youngstown State to become the head coach at Ohio State. I'm in my office at Ohio State. My phone rings. And it was Maurice.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't know Maurice other than I'd seen him play as a freshman. I watched his career, as you were coming, because we were in the same community.
Yes.
Maurice says, "Hey, Jimmy T, I'm committing to Ohio State." And I said, "Well, Reese, I didn't offer you a scholarship. How can you commit? And I didn't offer you a scholarship." And this one says to me, "Well, I know you're going to, so I'm committing." Now, why did you make that call?
Well, it's twofold, and it's not really twofold. It's really threefold, right? One, after Coach McDaniels had went through an off season of teaching me the game, so I never knew concepts before. And I never knew why you lifted and did hang cleans before. I never knew about posterior chain. I never knew how to connect off-season performance with on-field activity. I never knew about hot routes. And for those who don't know, these are just different football terminology, right?
Yeah.
And so even as a kid, I said I knew how different my mind felt towards one of my peers. I was aware of this. I was clearly aware that what he was teaching me was going to give me a complete competitive advantage, right? And I just remember, and this was just after spending months with him, because when you're trying to get better, you spend time around a head coach, or you around whatever, it's your position coach or it's your head coach or somebody. And I felt like he was there and he was trying to make the team better and he was doing it through me, right? Mm-hmm. So, and it was just also stuff that he did. I remember when you looked at who he coached, and, coaching powerful when you could tell somebody, man, you have the potential to do something. And I think a player knows when a coach is tell them the truth. And then a player also knows man, if I put my feet on the right path, I can do this, right? And so I think this goes for Youngstown. And I think anybody who's from Youngstown knows this. There was a deep reverence with you and what you had did for the area, for Youngstown in general, right? And long before Ohio State, people looked at you as a guy who had just restored a pride, or at least this was Youngstown State was our professional team. Because when you were a kid, you don't know, college football is college football, but the person who restored that, when I'm going to Jay's Hot Dogs and I can see the pictures on the wall of the guy standing on construction equipment, these are things I know as a kid. You know what I'm saying? It's Jim Tressel who had done this or had brought this. And so it was me wanting to play for you, but it was also, I'm a very, depending on when you catch me, I'm arrogant or confident, just depending on what mood you catch me in. And I've always had confidence in myself. And it was also a time when I was looking at who was coming back at Ohio State. And I was looking to say, man, these guys aren't what I would believe guys who could probably beat me out. So all these things basically go into it. And it was me wanting to play for you, but then also me wanting to go to Ohio State. And I just put it out there. And, and people don't understand. It's the power of words. And I think people take themselves lightly. But you can, I work like this. I don't think you need to know how you're going to do something. We didn't go out and say, hey, we're going to go win this championship. If people had that power, everybody would do everything. Right. But I think you have to have the spirit to say something. And then I think once you put yourself out there, then you have the opportunity to kind of reverse engineer into it and sort of hey, you put yourself in a situation, make sure you go work and do it.
BusinessJournalDaily.com. 3 Minutes With is brought to you by Farmers National Bank.
Who's the only local bank with a mobile mortgage app? Farmers. Download the app to contact your lender, calculate payments, securely scan and upload documents, and check the status of your loan. Fiercely local, fiercely loyal Farmers.